This famous African scammer the other day made a 3 hours live stream complaining about the ungrateful people he met in his life. And apparently, after I didn't say anything for almost 2 years, I was still on his list. So Marwa, I guess it is time to show you how much ungrateful I really am. You did attack me first, 3 times, and I tried to stay away from this village drama, but you deserve to be in prison, and that's where soon you will be rotting. We all know that nobody can demolish your massive ego, but I also know that after this earthquake, the walls of your villa will start cracking. People need to know the full story, everything that has happened. So let's start. My father always dreamt of visiting Africa. We had magazines about Kenya, Nigeria, Congo, and many other places. So 2 years after he died, I decided to follow his dream, and I went to Africa to explore it and see what it's like over here. It was 2020, and my YouTube channel was making a massive amount of views. Going viral in Kenya got the attention of Dee Mwango, a now professional scammer too, but in the past she was simply the sister of a famous YouTuber called iammarwa. Dee Mwango called me via Instagram and she started complimenting me, she started laughing at all my jokes, you know how much she laughs, and she proposed to me, why don't we make videos as a couple like Vodemaya and Miss Trudy? They are making so much money, let's do the same. I did immediately stop her and I told, look, on your channel do whatever you want, but on my channel I do not lie to my audience. I will stay true to the way I was brought up by my family. So we met, and suddenly she started making lots of views with titles like Italian boyfriend blah blah blah, and I was replying back with Kenyan girl blah blah blah. Notice how I always said the Kenyan girl and not a Kenyan girlfriend, while she was always saying Italian boyfriend. And we just met, we couldn't be boyfriend and girlfriend. We went to her village, and that's where I met for the first time Uncle Mo. I immediately noticed that Uncle Mo was having a great will to work, but didn't know how to fish. He also had a great smile and was super helpful. But that was also the moment that hit me. I felt like the Marwa's family had a personal slave for $1 or less a day. And Uncle Mo was running everywhere, right and left, doing all the errands, cooking for them, being super helpful, and was getting like $1 a day. I know that you can survive with $1 a day in a Kenyan village. I know that the average salary in Kenya is $10 a day, but if your family is making thousands of dollars per month, why don't you pay your workers at least the minimum or the average Kenyan salary? That's such a great thing to do, no? Or that's a normal thing to do? I don't know, you tell me. Marwa, Dee, their mom and so on, they were the rich people in the village. And while I was there, I felt that they had a sense of entitlement. I felt that they were feeling that they were better than the others, simply because they had more money. One day, Mo's daughter was sick. And so I told to Uncle Mo, look, I'm gonna get the medicines for you, but the situation of your house is not ideal to grow up a girl. The house was made of mud, it had no windows, it was very dark inside, there was lots of dust. It was normal that a newborn girl would not feel healthy over there. It's so normal that she was coughing in that situation. Also, I noticed that they didn't have pictures hanging around the house. He didn't have smartphones to make such pictures. So I made some pictures of him, his wife, the daughter, and I printed them all for him. I also got the medicine for the daughter, and what else? We got, I think, a little dress for her. I was super happy, and he was so grateful. I will never forget his smile when he saw for the first time his daughter in a photo. He was like a proud father. This is my daughter. this is my daughter. It was unbelievable. Such a beautiful feeling. I'm still shivering thinking about it. It's so incredible. Unfortunately, soon my time in the village was over. I decided to leave for various reasons. And when I left, I felt like if this man is willing to work, somebody should teach him how to fish. And if I'm coming back here, that's what I'm going to do. And a few years later, when I came back and taught him how to fish, oh, it created a massive drama in the family. You are not allowed to free a slave. But let's take a step back. A month after leaving Devil's Place, Nyabohanse village, I met Dee Mwango again, this time on the Kenyan coast, in Mombasa. She was mad at me for multiple reasons, but number one is I didn't fall in love for her, while she did fall in love for me. Number two, I didn't want to be part of her stupid bikini video. She was making so many dumb videos and she wanted to use me for views. I was not willing anymore to be used for views for her channel. And we had a massive discussion in front of a local YouTuber. She's now a famous YouTuber too. And much bigger than both me and Dee, imagine. Such a shame to have such a discussion in front of someone else, but Dee understood that I didn't want to be used to, and since then she started putting other guys in the thumbnail. She tried other white guys, she tried an Indian guys, but she wasn't getting successful with the views. So a few months had passed, and one day I wake up, million notifications on my phone. I check the phone, I check my friends what they wrote to me, and they're like, hey, this girl, she put out a video saying that she's pregnant from you. And I was like, what? I didn't see this girl for months. How can she be pregnant from me? She's absolutely lying. So I called her out and I told her, what are you doing? Why are you putting out such videos? I understand you want to make views, but I don't like the way you make money. And since that day, I wasn't able to trust her anymore. Years passed, me and Dee became friendly again. Every few months she was sending me screenshots of her massive revenue, and my channel was going so freaking bad because it was ruined by having an audience interested in a couple channel instead of interested in travel channel around the world. And she was like, I'm feeling bad for you, I want to come to India to help you. But my feeling was like, is she coming to India to help herself, or is she really coming to India to help me? Fortunately, she didn't get the visa, so we never met in India. And by the way, one of the reasons she said she wanted to help me is that she told me, look, I know you are the one that helped me blow up my channel. I know that I make this money because of you. My brother was never there. He was always traveling outside of Kenya. He never pushed my channel until I got famous. My guess is that Marwa, one of his biggest fears over this big African scammer is her sister passing him in subscribers. I don't think his ego will be able to accept it. And that's probably why he never actually pushed her until she became too big to not go unnoticed. But let's stay on topic. In September or October 2022, I did host Marwa in my house in Rome, Italy. Over there we shot a few videos together, and I did notice something. Marwa is the worst traveler on this planet. He had no clue about any country he was visiting, he had no clue about local food, he had no idea that Italy was famous for pizza or pasta, he knew zero about culture, he knew zero about history. I made him try pizza, and he compared it to a tomato soup. Some people still comment about it. I understand why, I understand. Every day it was like, he turns on the camera, starts filming randomly, no preparation, no idea what he's gonna film, and when the battery stops, he wants to go home to upload an uncut video. That's how he works. Zero effort, and he wants to teach people how to make YouTube. He got lucky, and he knows that. Really, with Marwa, you could be in the prettiest place on this planet, the most amazing area, and you wouldn't be able to notice that. Never, never. He has no idea how blessed he was to be visiting Italy. He has zero clue. And then, at the moment he turns off the camera, it's like his life evaporates. A man with no soul. Maybe, allegedly, he sold it to the devil. I have a couple of friends who met him off camera, and they did ask me, how is he a famous YouTuber? He's so boring, so incredibly boring. I didn't reply to my friends, but I'm gonna tell to you how he got successful. I bet he forgets to share this part of the story. When Marwa moved to Colombia to teach English, I don't know how he can teach English because he's not able to construct a sentence that is grammatically correct. But I guess when you come from an English-speaking country, you will get the job much easier than an Italian, Polish, or whatever. He moved to an area of the world that is famous for ladies, and an area of the world that is famous for passport bros. And there were lots of people looking online for prostitutes in the cities in Colombia, and he started secretly filming these ladies working on the streets. Now imagine what a creepy person, secretly filming ladies working on the streets and putting online their faces without their consent, so the entire world could see them working. We don't know the struggles that these girls are having. We don't know if they are working because they need money for drugs or they need money to help their own children. We don't know. Maybe they got pregnant by mistake, so they cannot find any other job, so they are selling themselves. But he's bringing them and putting them online for the entire world to see, so he can make money. When I was with him in Kenya, 2022, he was still making $1,000 a month from these videos shot 5-6 years ago when he started the channel. He should be ashamed of himself. He puts ladies online so he can make money off them. He's like the pimp of these girls. What a way to start your YouTube career. And it worked for him. $1,000 a month for 5-6 years? Amazing, amazing. Is it ethically correct? Absolutely not. Do people still follow him? Absolutely yes. People have no idea about his past. People don't get informed. They have no idea what he's doing. They have no idea if he has ethics. People are completely blind. They think about the poor African kid that comes from the village. He has no money, he's so skinny, he cannot afford this life. I'll tell you the full truth. Anyway, in November 2022, I landed back in Kenya, and Dee told me, we can meet, but I cannot shoot videos with you because my boyfriend would be jealous. Her new Filipino boyfriend was her golden eggs. Her new golden eggs. She couldn't miss out on this opportunity. At the time, she told me she was making about 9-10K a month thanks to this guy. What a nice way to date a person for a massive reality show for the world to see it. But I guess she was in love for real. But maybe the love wasn't replied back. I don't know. It seems like a poor girl fell in love with the people she tries to scam. That's a very interesting story. Anyway, don't fall for it. Be careful with her. Let me tell you the full story. So I was in Nairobi. I had no money. I was getting hosted by a local girl. She's an amazing friend of mine. And at some point, Davy Jr, the brother of Dee Mwango and Marwa, called me and it's like, oh, Michele, I want to host you in my university campus. I got an apartment here. You come here. We can shoot videos together, translated into, I want to use you for views. And I was like, I don't have money to afford rent anywhere. I'm gonna go sleep in the campus. It's gonna be a nice opportunity to meet locals, shoot interesting videos for me too. Let's do it. So I went to his apartment, and then I found out he had only one single bed. And then I found out that he was sexually confused. And then I told him, let's sleep S against S. So we avoid even major confusions. We slept for a couple of days like that. We shot a few videos. I was about to leave, and then he told me, let's go to my village. And I was like, but did you ask Dee? Did you ask your mom? Dee cannot shoot videos with me. Her boyfriend will leave her or something like that. And he's like, yeah, no problem. I spoke with them. His voice is not like that. And he told me simply, let's go. We should go shoot village videos. So we took a 10-hour bus and we went to Devil's Place, Nyabohanse village. The moment I reached the house, I noticed immediately that the mom knew I was coming. Dee had no idea. Imagine Davy Jr and Dee Mwango not speaking to each other. And I was like, what is going on? Why you guys didn't speak to each other? Why this strange situation is happening? And a few days later, I found out the truth. If there are people that have watched videos from them, you can recall that Davy first had some kind of rastas, and then at some point it was completely bald. His explanation was like, the university asked me to cut my hair shorter. But the truth is another one. Apparently, Davy tried to stab with a knife her sister. This super dysfunctional family is absolutely crazy. And now Davy brought me inside the drama. And why and how Davy lost his hair. So after he tried to stab Dee, the father, which is the only person I admire in this family, which I think is a super kind and smart gentleman, brought Davy to prison. Now, if you go to the prison in Nyabohanse, there are no prison records, because the Davy's father spoke to the police and told them, let's keep this thing quiet, we don't need to put this on his CV, just keep him in jail for some time, and then once he understood the lesson, we can take him out. And apparently I've been told that if they put you in jail in such situation, they will cut your hair, maybe because they can grab it easily and rape you from behind, I have no idea, but said so. Do not feel sorry for Dee because she was getting stabbed by the brother. For sure there are bigger reasons. It's not normal that a brother wants to stab the sister. Let me continue this story. Also, I do know that there are lots of weak men feeling super bad for Dee almost getting stabbed by her brother, but get in line. She's getting so many donations from weak men, such simps, that they want to marry her. And there is even a famous simp that is also friend with Marwa that at the time was sending to Dee $1,000 a month despite Dee having a boyfriend. I guess Marwa's plan was to get this black American guy to marry Dee, and after selling out his sister, he would have given to this man a room in the famous villa. I know this sounds crazy, this sounds like a joke, but these are things happening over there. This family is so dysfunctional. They keep selling each other, they use each other for abuse, they use each other for money in every single context. And I found myself in the middle of it. So at first, Davy asked me to stay in the villa, not even in the villa, in the house. And then I was about to leave, and Dee asked me to stay. And Dee told me, look, my brother Marwa is coming, soon is gonna be his birthday, please stay for his birthday. And I was like, okay, not gonna leave, I'm gonna stay for his birthday. Marwa comes, I gift him some snacks from Italy. These snacks are incredible, like everybody around the world loves them, they are so simple. I never met anybody that dislikes them, everybody eats them. It's practically bread made in the oven, a bit very interesting and crunchy, super healthy snack. And I gave this package to him, he put it in his room and he didn't open it for weeks. And I'm like, yeah, now I remember this guy doesn't try foreign food. When he travels around the world, he just eats rice and some fruits. Nothing else. He's not a real traveler. I completely forgotten that part, but okay. So I spent a few days with Marwa, and me and Marwa were speaking about YouTube the entire time. And he realized that I know a lot about YouTube. He realized that I know much more than him. He realized that I know how to write, I know how to make a structure, I know how to edit. All these things he doesn't know how to do, despite him wanting to teach a masterclass. So he decided to hire me to write, film and edit his masterclass, and to find a website where to put it online. And he asked me to stay in the village for longer, so I was asked to stay in the village 3 times, despite them telling online that, I was staying there against their will. No, they asked me 3 times to stay in the village. 3 different people. So I stayed there, and I prepared everything. We were supposed to make this work in 5 days, $500 in total. He would have sold the masterclass for $99 to 1,000 people, making $99,000. That was his idea. So $500 is a very cheap investment for him, but it's not as cheap as the workers he's paying to build a villa, giving them $1 to $2 per day, and allegedly making kids work. I say allegedly, but you can see in the back of his videos these kids working, which is absolutely crazy, because they are so tall. So I had everything ready, I was ready to shoot, but every day he was postponing. And I'm like, when are we gonna shoot this masterclass? I put my channel on pause, I need to go back traveling, I need to go shoot my own videos. I am here because I need this $500, you know I'm broke right now, so please, let's start this work, let's finish this work, pay me, and then I can move on with my life. And every day he kept finding excuses. Like one day he went to, I think, Kisumu, I'm not 100% sure, and he did order $30,000 of bulletproof glasses. And now I want to tell you 2 things. You don't need bulletproof glasses in Kenya. The country is incredibly safe. Almost nobody has guns. Lions are not going to attack you or anything. But he might need the bulletproof glasses from his villagers, because now, thanks to his villa, he blocked the access to the river. And that's the river we use to clean our clothes, that's the river people use to fetch water, and so on and so on. So he's being very, very much disliked by the villagers. Also, the nearby areas of the villa are being bought by foreigners from America and other countries. And the villagers are very, very displeased with this situation. I assure you, nobody is happy with him building this massive villa in the middle of nowhere just to push his own ego. So at the time I was there, I was waiting for him to come back every day so we could shoot these videos. I started teaching Uncle Mo how to do YouTube. Never teach a person how to fish, otherwise the slave owner will not be happy. And the slave owners, the mom especially, she got very jealous and she wanted Dee and Davy Jr. to make a YouTube channel for her. This family is so dysfunctional that they cannot be happy for a relative having a little bit of success on YouTube, making a little bit of money, being free from that salary of $30 a month, and being free to do whatever he wants. They were totally not happy about it, and I felt so bad for Uncle Bo, but I'm so happy for him that thanks to YouTube, at some point he was making much more money than me. He was able to build his own house, he got so many donations. But now, Uncle Mo became a slave again. He's now forced to shoot videos with Marwa all the time, or use Marwa's name all the time. He was a free bird, but I went in for the quick money, and now he cannot even meet me, which is crazy, absolutely crazy, because, you know, he decided to be a slave again. Said so, if you want me to teach you how to make YouTube, how to make it on YouTube and so on, I do offer consultation calls. They are in the description. They are expensive, so book me only if you are very, very serious about YouTube. For the rest, how can Marwa afford $30,000 of Windows? Well, while I was there, for the 3 months analytics he showed me on his computer, I saw that he was making a minimum of $20,000 a month from YouTube, plus getting thousands of dollars of donations every day. And It's crazy. He was making so much money and playing and acting so poor. I guess it worked. And what shocked me the most is, oh, I got a PayPal donation, a few $100. No, I don't have time to write a thank you email. Let's simply keep scrolling on the telephone. I was like shocked. If any of you sends me a donation, the email is available, I am immediately gonna reply. It's not gonna take me 10 minutes or 5, it's gonna take me 30 seconds. As soon as I see the notification, boom, I reply back. Like, we cannot do this job without the help of people. It's very expensive to travel. Like, it's just inconceivable to me that you're not even gonna thank your own supporters. I admire Marwa for one thing. He built a cult following, a church, not a YouTube channel. I don't admire him for that. He was able to manipulate so many people. And that's incredible. People are very weak. People, they just hear his version of the story. And even if they watch this video, even if I could put the screenshots as proofs or anything, they would still not believe me. Marwa is their false god. And it is how it is until the end of time, until they will get tired and find a new reality show to watch. This is so sad. The majority of people are very, very dumb and stupid. And I feel bad for them. I feel bad for them because they're gonna keep giving money to him. And he doesn't need to show the receipts. He can just spend everything on his own plans, on his own harem. And regarding harem, there is a lady the other day that also responded to his live stream. And she had similar stories to mine, especially regarding the underage workers in the house. When I was there, they did hire a 12-year-old slave from Tanzania, also here for like $1-2 a day, waking up at 5 a.m. in the morning, working until midnight, sleeping in a room with rotten food, flies everywhere. She was so sad, depressed, scared. I didn't speak Swahili, I didn't know how to speak with her. She lasted like 2 weeks, so stressed and getting skinnier and skinnier. And you know what? I was so happy when they fired her. I was so happy. I felt she was going to be free for the first time. Oh my gosh. So she was sent back to Tanzania. And by the way, she crossed the border illegally to go work there illegally. They brought her illegally from Tanzania to work illegally in Kenya as a slave. A slave. That's how they treat people over there. So this lady that was in the house that she made a reply video the other day, she said a similar story to mine, but it was another girl, because this girl, they keep changing because they cannot work for them. It's so freaking sad. And this girl also added that she saw 2 girls, young girls, getting out of Marwa's room. I did never seen that in person, but if she said so, I believe her. I know that Marwa likes white girls, so maybe young African girls, they are skinny enough to resemble a white body type. Maybe that's his fantasy, I have no idea, but this situation is absolutely crazy. But let me continue telling my story, because it's not finished. So weeks passed, we finally finished to shoot this masterclass, and Christmas list comes to the village. Chris tells to Marwa, no, this is not the way you should have done the masterclass. You should have done mini videos instead of longer videos. Instead of selling on this website, you should sell it on this other website. You should do it this way. I can help you. Blah, 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 blah. I think Chris initially didn't know about the deal. And what I told to Marwa is, we finished shooting this masterclass. If you want to shoot it again in a different way, it's another $500, because my job is done. Plus, at the time, I had malaria. I was suffering so much. I went to the hospital clinic, thanks to Uncle Mo. He brought me there. They gave me some pills. They lowered the malaria percentage in my body from 10% to something lower, but I was still very, very sick. And if you don't cure malaria, the percentage will come up. I needed a real hospital. And I told to him, look, I need to leave the village. My job is done. I need to get paid. And he didn't pay me. So at some point I asked Christmas list, look, the doctor said I'm too sick to take the bus by myself. can you give me a ride to Nairobi? I heard you're going back there, so can I come in a car with you? And Chris hosted me in his car. I went back to Nairobi. I went to a real hospital, and I did injections every 12 hours, and I finally got cured. I was so sick, getting skinnier by the day. I was getting so weak, and despite that, I did an interview with a famous local YouTuber, and I didn't speak about this situation. I didn't speak a single bad word about Marwa's family. Nothing. I didn't say anything. And 2 days later, I get notifications, I get lots of comments, and I see my subscriber numbers dropping. Hundreds of subscribers per day. 1,000 subscribers in one day. I'm like, why am I losing all these people? And apparently, Marwa made a video about me saying that I was ungrateful. I was ungrateful to his family, and I left the village, and that I spoke very bad about the food that the mom was cooking, which is not true, because the mom wasn't the one cooking. It was the 12-year-old girl, the one cooking. And lots of the times I cooked by myself the pasta I got. I was making pasta with tomato and avocado almost every day for lunch. I was making myself this kind of spaghetti, which I invented myself. So if you want to try spaghetti, avocado and tomato, it's very strongly suggested. It's going to be a bit too sweet, but you can make it, you can make it. So I see all these comments, I see all the subscriber droppings. I made the live stream back. In the live stream, I explained the entire situation. Marwa came inside the live stream, and he admitted in the comments he needed to pay me $500. Please, guys, remember, until that point, I told to nobody that he owed me $500. Only Chris knew about it. And he admitted it, but he never gave me back the money. Then, I think the day after, he regretted admitting it and went back online. He made online another video accusing me. This time it was a live stream, and during the live stream, Dee Mwango insulted me and my mother for being broke, insulted me and my mother for being poor. Imagine her coming from poverty, insulting other people for being poverty. She insulted me for not having the money to keep my mother in Italy, and the fact that my mother had to move back to Poland because Poland is much cheaper life than Italy. And I made screenshots of the entire situation. It was absolutely crazy. I was ashamed for her. I was ashamed of myself. I was ashamed for my mom. I was ashamed for the entire thing. But I was ashamed for myself and for my mom, for having helped that family, for having given so much time to Dee, having helped her grow her audience. And I was so ashamed of having given her the power and the possibility to get so famous on YouTube, because I was the one that pushed their channel at the start. And I felt so bad for this entire situation. I felt so bad for my mom. And yeah, I gained a few subscribers back, but since that point the channel hardly recovered. It was a massive hit for the channel. And I guess the YouTube analytics, when YouTube says you're losing all these subscribers, thinks that the channel is bad or that some massive drama happened, and YouTube will hardly let you recover from such situations. Anyway, I want to close this video with an important point. Please never trust GoFundMe from Marwa or GoFundMe from Dee. While I was in the village, two GoFundMe hit me particularly. The first one, I heard a story about Marwa's best friend. He doesn't have real friends. He has people donating money to him. The friend that wanted to marry Dee and wanted to come to Nyabohanse Devil's Place with a helicopter, put it on the roof of Marwa's villa. That kind of friend withdrawing the money from a GoFundMe instead of using the money for the actual GoFundMe mission. So I don't remember what was the cause, but I heard about him withdrawing money. And another GoFundMe that bothered me a lot. It was Marwa lying to two Indian kids, saying he wants to bring them to Kenya. And they made a GoFundMe for like $10,000. The GoFundMe reached $8,000 or $9,000. And he said it's not enough money. And you know, it's $600 a person to bring and come back, to go and come back from India. And $2,000 would have been enough for two Indian kids to explore Kenya Instead, because he reached $8,000 or $9,000, he did withdraw the money for himself and use the money for the villa. And that's what I heard. It's very hard to confirm, it's very hard to prove it, but have you ever seen these Indian kids coming to Kenya? No. So maybe it's not that hard to prove it. Just instead of refunding the money to people, these guys keep money for themselves, keep building themselves up. And I really implore everyone to never trust their GoFundMe. I implore their people to stop worshipping Marwa as a god. He's not a god. He made many mistakes in his life, and he's now scamming people because he loves money. And each one in that family, apart from the father, loves money so much. The father apparently studied in India, left a job there and moved to Kenya for the love of the country. He wanted a simple life, easy life. But then one day when the father got scammed by some other people, apparently Marwa didn't even want to pay the lawyer to keep his father out of prison. Such a big mess, such a dysfunctional family. And then I heard the story of the biological father of Marwa claiming that Marwa was born in 1987 instead of 1991. So this family is a complete mess. I found myself in the middle of it. I found myself in the middle of this African drama, and it almost killed my channel. And my channel is my life, my diary. And this is what I love sharing, this is what I love doing. And they almost took it out from me. Regarding Dee Mwango, she's a much better person than Marwa, but that is easy. I would suggest you to not trust her too. Apparently she lost a court case against Gems Tour Africa for thousands of dollars. I think this guy gave her the money to set up an Airbnb, and then she set up the Airbnb and kept the Airbnb for herself, and she was getting rent from these guys all the time instead of giving money to the actual owner of the Airbnb. So I don't know, the fact that they grew up poor, now they think they can scam people and they want other people to be poor, and they get offended if you're poor. It's such a weird situation. Don't trust this family, and I'm really sorry I brought them up in this channel, and I'm really sorry I'm shooting this video again, but they keep calling me out, and I keep getting comments from them, and I keep getting comments from people telling me I should make peace with them. How can you make peace with a person that insulted you, insulted your mother? And then you know what, a few months ago she met Chris in Jamaica or somewhere else, and she told to Chris, you know, I want to be friends again with Michele. Oh, I miss Michele. It was just an internet beef. Oh, I didn't mean to insult her mother. It was just an internet beef. In person, I'm not like that. Yes, you are. So Marwa will probably make a video responding to this one. He'll make another $500, which he will not pay me. And if you want, subscribe to a honest YouTuber. And if you're gonna donate me any money, be sure that I'm not cheating and telling you, oh, they are going to this cause. I'm gonna use the money for these travels and to make more videos. And my Patreon and PayPal is linked in the description. So, thank you for listening to my side of the story. Now, please be open-minded and